was fun. It was a lot of fun. Anytime you get to play football, it's fun. That's what we all grew up doing, and that's what we came to this level to do. So I embraced it, but I think I personally did a good job of not making it more than it is. And what helped a lot too is the coach's faith in me and the team's faith in me. And there wasn't a flinch, and guys were supportive, guys were rallying around me, and it made it that much easier.
Robert, over the years in different sports, we've seen athletes sometimes come out of nowhere and put on great performances and never look back. If Mike plays at a high level, is it possible that he could be a quarterback here long term?
We'll go day to day, but anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. So it goes back to that whole theory of the difference between player A and player Z is an opportunity and reps. That's what this league is. That's professional sports. That's why they come out of nowhere. Someone gets an opportunity. And what Mike does with his opportunity is he's got the world in front of him. He's just got to take advantage of it.
An immense amount of faith in myself, and I think that I can go out there and execute the offense and move the offense. And today just was just an affirmation for it. But in my mind, I knew I was confident enough to be able to execute an offense.
Tell you who Mike White is. Mike White is the king of New York. That's who Mike White is. Move over, Frank. Mike White is the new king of New York. And you know what? I want to give my game ball to Robert Saleh. I'm going to give my game ball to Robert Saleh, all right? Because we're not talking about between the lines. We're not talking about adjustments. We're not talking about game plan. We're not talking about strategy. We're talking about the game between us and them that takes place in the podium where your words matter. Game ball to Robert Saleh for answering that question about Mike White's viability as a long-term answer in the 100% proper fashion. That's exactly what you're supposed to say, okay? Because I don't give a damn what pick they took Zach Wilson with. Mike White looked better in one start than Zach Wilson has looked all year long. And I'll be honest with you, when they traded for Joe Flacco, I was like, damn, that's interesting. Like, that was a criticism that they've been listening to all season about why don't they have a veteran backup, a mentor for Zach Wilson? Why don't they have a more viable backup to be able to pull Zach Wilson when he's throwing picks, to be able to, put his arm around him, explain to him what he may not be seeing since you threw him right out there? Well, I guess they knew what they had, or maybe they didn't know what they had. Hell, maybe they don't even know what they're doing when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks, because, Michael, what's so funny about this for me personally is that I was pounding the table pre-draft to stick with the quarterback they had and do a better job of building around him. I was talking about another quarterback that was on the roster. I was talking about Sam Darnold. I wasn't talking about some dude named Mike White. The pride of, let me check the school right. The pride of Western Kentucky. Mike White, 5th round pick of the Cowboys back in 2018, Mike White. Because look, man, this is a what have you done for me lately game. And I know people love Zach Wilson coming out of BYU. But the thing about Zach Wilson, if you watch him, and I know you've watched him, is Zach Wilson doesn't do the basic stuff right. Zach Wilson skips easy passes. Zach Wilson sails checkdowns. Zach Wilson is great for your highlight plays, which is where all y'all Patrick Mahomes, I said y'all, you and Chris Sims and Tony Romo, where all y'all Patrick Mahomes stuff came from in the pre-draft process, okay? He does this, he makes the splash plays. He's great off schedule, but he has never looked that poised and that efficient with the same supporting cast. With the same supporting cast down Chris Davis as Mike White did yesterday. So if you're the New York Jets, this is a very Jets way of coming up on a quarterback. Very Jets way of coming up on a quarterback. Of course, the 5th round pick that was already on your roster will look better than the 2nd overall pick. It was supposed to be the second coming. But if you're the New York Jets, you'd be foolish to say Zach Wilson is our quarterback. Not after this dude. Forget the 405 yards, Michael. For me, it's the 37 of 45. It's the 37 completions for me. More than it is the 405 yards. This kid's got something. And he showed more in one day than Zach Wilson has shown all season.
All right, that's what, okay, now you need to calm down. Okay, now you need to calm down about that because
show me the lie.
This is their second win of the year. I'll tell you, I'll show you the lie. And we got it on film. We got it on film. All right. So this is their second win of the year, right? And it was a great win over the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone.
No, we're not going to leave that alone.
It's too easy.
Oh, no. No, we're not going to leave that alone. You're going to come back to that because I need you to come back to that. I need you to come back to the Bengals. But continue on Mike White. No, I need to hear you today on the Bengals. I need to hear you today on the Bengals. But after Mike White.
All right. Mike White doing that thing. Look at that. Look at those Week 8 leaders. Put that back up. First of all, put that back up. Look at, bring that back. Bring that back. I want to see some Mike White. I want Mike White to get his due. He gets a brother from another game ball, too. Mike White with more passing yards than Tom Brady. That's just insane. In a win. And Tom Brady in a loss with his 375. So, this is their second win of the year. Their first win, you remember, was over the Tennessee Titans in overtime. And Zach Wilson, although he didn't have over 400 yards passing, was making some throws that only Zach Wilson can make. But that's not even my point. My point is, Mike, you want to talk about being consistent. You just said in the previous segment, talking about going for it, right? Going for it. But the Rams, you appreciate the Rams and the Bucks and the Nets and everybody who says, let's go, cash it all in. I don't want to be safe. I want to be aggressive. The opportunity's right here. Well, Zach Wilson embodies that as a quarterback, for better or worse, in year one. He'll be that, and sometimes as a rookie, when you don't quite know what you're doing, it can be messy. It looks a little sloppy. But that sloppiness that you see in year one is going to be brilliance in year 3 or year 4 for Zach Wilson, just like it has been for Patrick Mahomes. So, sometimes you got to live with that. You got to roll with it sometimes.
Well, year one for Patrick, he sat and then he just played at the end of the year and you saw those flashes. In year 2, he was MVP. But hold on for a second, though. Hold on for a second. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. I just don't want you to mischaracterize and misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Zach Wilson's a bust. That's not what I'm saying. It's too early to declare Zach Wilson a bust. Okay?
Right, I know that. I know.
Oh, okay,
but
cool. I just want to make that clear.
You're saying Mike White might be the quarterback for the Jets? No, Mike White's not.
He might be.
Mike White.
He might be.
He plays quarterback for the Jets, but he's not their quarterback.
Even if he doesn't turn out to be their quarterback long term, it would behoove Robert Saleh and the organization to be open-minded about it is what I'm talking about. I'm strictly talking about, wait for it, the possibility of the thing. And all I'm saying is, you can't say, oh, this dude's just a flash in the pan. You don't know. He might be a one-hit wonder. He might have caught the Bengals off guard. The Bengals just might have Bengaled, and that be that. I don't know. What we do know is Zach Wilson has not looked good very often this season. He's had some great plays, but the routine plays he struggles with. Okay, I've been subjected far too often to watching Jets games living here in Connecticut. The routine plays he struggles with, okay? And their offense has struggled all season for a variety of factors. Bam, Mike White comes in, the offense looks better than it has all year. And if he keeps this up, the Jets should not sit there and fall back on where this is the guy we drafted second overall if the better player is Mike White. Who cares how we got there? That's all I'm commending him for, is having an open mind about it. Robert Saleh did not dismiss out of hand a quarterback controversy in New York. In fact, he fanned the flames of a quarterback controversy by giving that statement. And I applaud him for that.
Well played.
Because that's what he should do.
Thank you for
because the best player gonna play.
Yeah.
And if the 5th round pick out of Western Kentucky is better than the 2nd overall pick out of BYU, damn it, so be it.
Yeah, thank you for the confidence. As Mike White says, thank you for believing in me. And thank you for the content, Robert Saleh, because this is just great. Every columnist in New York is saying, oh, did this dude just do this? Okay, this is great. Now, we'll know. The two of us, Mike, will know what's going on with Mike White. And you can complete this sentence. Somebody say what?
Thursday.
Somebody say Thursday, because on Thursday, we've got Jets, Colts, and Mike White gets his second start and third opportunity because, hey, just last week.
Prime time.
And this is impressive. Last week, the Jets looked like they didn't belong in the NFL. They were terrible. If this were soccer, they would have been like, what do they call that?
Relegated.
Deregulated? No, something else.
Relegated.
Relegated. Yeah, relegated.
Yeah.
They would have been relegated. They gave up 54. They looked like clowns against the Patriots, a team that was under 500 at the time. And so Mike White did not look impressive in relief of Zach Wilson. First start looks great. Now they got some film on him against those Bengals, one of the best teams in football, the Bengals.
No, get them jokes off.
You.
Okay, wait.
Hold on,
before you go in.
Petty.
No, I want you to go in. But before you go in, just what happened was an atrocity, and I want you to acknowledge it. I just want you to acknowledge that penalty on Mike Hilton was a joke.
Horrible.
That was one of the worst calls I've seen in a long time. That was an awful call.
We can't have
There was
this.
also some questionable play calling on the part of Zach Taylor late, but I don't care how you want to slice it. The Bengals blew an 11-point lead to the frickin' Jets, and some dude named Mike White making his first start. They let some dude named Mike White in his first start throw for more yards than any Jet had since Vinny Testaverde in 2000, and any player has in his debut not named Cam Newton, okay? That's what the Bengals did. That's what my Cincinnati Bengals did to me. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
You don't want to
You got to be kidding me. No, because I still think they're legit. But how you going to go from beating the brakes off Baltimore to losing to the damn Jets? Of course. Why are you acting weird to me? Why are you acting weird to me, New York or Cincinnati? How can you do this to me knowing that I got to come here and listen to Michael Holley get these jokes off? Proceed.
All I'm going to say to you, I'll just leave it this because I know we got company. But
No, go ahead. No, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah. Speaking of company, like when you got kids, when you bring kids into the house, some of those kids have bad habits. You claim them like, no, he all right. No, he got some filthy habits. Okay. The Cincinnati Bengals are that kid, they ain't never been talked to right. They ain't been raised right. So they do some stuff and you're like, well, wait a minute. You can't do that here. Well, who taught you how to do that? So that's what they did yesterday. Just that incorrigible kid. Go outside, and, it doesn't play well in the timeout crowd. In the timeout crowd, I know this ain't going to play well. Go outside and get something. Go outside and get something and bring it back in here because you ain't been taught well. I ain't going to spoil the ride on you. Go get a switch.
I mean, that's this league, man. That's this league. That's sports, and that's this league. I get it, and it's on the road. It's the Jets. They get paid too. Okay, they got players. They got look. Mike White might be the real deal. We might look back on this and not be. This might not be an indictment or an exposure of the Bengals as frauds, but a revelation of Mike White is the real deal for all we know. It might be. It might just be a case where they got outplayed, and how many times have you had some ugly team that you just kept letting hang around, and they let the Jets hang around and overcome this 11-point lead or deficit? And I don't know what Zach Taylor was thinking throwing in the situation where he was when Joe Burrow got through the pick. But, I mean, listen, I deserve it. Mike, I deserve anything you got to give because for the last several weeks, I've been beating my chest about the Bengals in general and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in particular, and here they go and do this to me. So,
yeah, but it's a lot more to overcome. I think Joe Burrow is excellent. Jamar Chase is too. They got a lot more to overcome there. By the way, style point, Mike. I don't know if you agree with this, and if the Jets fans agree with it. Stick with the green helmet. The green helmet with the Jets going across. Oh, that's very nice. A little better than the white primary with the green accent. Let's turn it back. Go back to the old school, Richard Todd, green helmet.
Seriously,
Ken O'Brien.
Isn't it such a Jets thing? Isn't it so Jet-like to maybe have come up on your quarterback this route? I mean, I'm not rooting against Zach Wilson, but man, oh man, like,
Woo!
I want them to have a difficult decision to make. Because that quarterback, they have never had first world problems. If they got a prospect with the potential of Zach Wilson, and now they got Mike White, you know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? It's different, obviously. Much different.
Oh, you're going here. You're going here. I know you're going to do it.
RG3 and Kirk Cousins. And I know RG3 got hurt. I don't mean to open up old wounds. RG3 got hurt. He was mismanaged. He was put out there when he shouldn't have been. I get all of that. But They had Kirk Cousins, and it turned out that he was a pretty solid
can
player in
catch.
his own right. And he can catch.
And Mike White can sling
Philly
it
special.
and catch it.
Philly special. He was feeling himself yesterday.